Oh man, don't forget, I'm the captain of Team Tim. And so, although he makes it hard on me as a captain, I'm still pulling for Coach Tim. And I'd like to believe, especially Megan with that hernia surgery coming up, I'd like to believe that Megan, if you asked him to, if you asked him, he would help out around the farm. I'd like to believe that Megan, if you ask him to, he would pick up the slack for those farm chores. Megan, if you asked him to, Megan, he would climb up on that big old pile of hay bales and he would jostle and he would lug the hay bale down to the wagon. If you asked him to, Megan, if you asked him to, he would haul that wagon up toward the sheep painfully. Well, for him, he's got a little bit more back than you have. And so although we see that your back is being broken on a regular basis, he's got a little bit more back. When I'm talking about the rump, he's got a little bit more back, a lot more back. He's got a lot more back than you, Megan. And so I'd like to believe that if you asked him to, he might actually do his part around the farm. If you asked him to, Megan, he might do more than sit up on his big old or lay down on his big old and claim that he's busy editing. If you asked him to, Megan. All right. Before I get into my reaction to that recent IAG Farms video, I want to recognize you guys that have been active in the comments. Keep that dialogue flowing. Keep the reflection flowing. I also want to recognize you heavy Tim supporters, you heavy Tim followers, you heavy I had to, you heavy Tim writers. I see you guys in the comments talking about captain, some captain you are. I should be the captain of Team Tim. I'm the one that always defends a grown man. I'm the one that defends the deceit, the lies, and the deceptions of my pastor. And sure, Captain, he might be your coach, but he's my pastor. And so I should be the captain. I hear you guys. I really hear you guys. But you guys be wilding in those comments. But keep it coming. And in the meantime, I digress. Today, first of all, welcome back to the end game. But today I'm going to provide my reaction to the recent IAG Farms video where we're talking about a mother's hernia journey. And those frequent viewers, those longtime viewers of IAG Farms, we know that it's been a journey. We know that hernia has been lingering. It has been a journey. There's been questions posed. That hernia was looking so bad that people questioned whether or not Megan was pregnant. And other folks just say, oh, that hernia looks like it's getting worse and worse. And we were informed that, oh, yes, it's not a pregnancy, it's a hernia. Eventually, we were informed that Megan is going to go in for some type of surgery to address that hernia. But I'm going to react to that journey video right here. Early on in the video, we realized that Megan is going to be the camera person for the day. That was a great thought. I was excited about that because I mean that's more of Megan usually means less of Tim. Less opportunity for him to tell those mistruths. Less opportunity for him to dominate the filming. Less opportunity for him to heap praise on himself. So anytime that Megan is running that camera, I'm like, yes, Megan, yes. Only question I have here is Tim, Coach Tim. We all know how unsafe it is to operate electronics while we're driving. We all know how unsafe it is to have that distracted driving. So, Coach, why would you force Megan to run the camera while she's driving that beat old farm truck down the road, Tim. If you truly want what's best for her, you can have her hold off on the filming till she actually got to the doctor's office. Come on, Coach.
I'm about to head out in Old Faithful. So I'm just gonna hop in and I'll let you know why I'm headed to the doctor when I get there.
A bit later in the video, Megan talks about the risk factors after having 4 C-sections for those wonderful boys. She talks about the fact that she got the hernia. I believe she said she got the hernia after the 3rd C-section. They already informed us that they were holding off until they were done having children before they addressed the hernia and such. It's been lingering. Megan informed us that they decided that they were going to wait, and that they decided that they were going to further wait for the actual scheduling until after Benjamin was weaned off of the breast milk. They informed us that with the risks for the C-sections and the risks associated with the hernia, that they would not be having any more babies through Megan's uterus. And I thought that was a great idea. I thought that was a great decision that they made. And considering that clearly Noah has more than a speech impediment, clearly he has more than a speech delay. It's pretty clear at this point. It is probably a wise decision to give Megan's uterus a break. As we get older, as we age, there's other factors that come into the picture. No matter how proud and how confident we are in ourselves, there's a time when genetics, we'll call them genetics. There's a time when genetics kick in and we become more at risk. And so I commend you guys on giving that uterus a break. Tim, I commend you on giving it a break on climbing your big old self up on Megan's mind. But you're the coach, right?
I am headed in because I need to do a surgery consultation for a hernia surgery. So when I had my 3rd son, Noah, I developed a hernia, and it's something that happens sometimes with pregnancies. And the doctor just said, you know, when you're done having children, we'll get it repaired. So Benjamin is the last son that we'll have from this womb. And so now it's time to think about getting my hernia repaired. So I'm going to head in to talk to this doctor. And yeah, I had literally 4 C-sections. So because of that, you know, Tim and I talked.
Later on in the video, as Megan arrives at the medical facility, we're reminded that for privacy purposes, typically filming is not allowed within medical facilities. Did you guys see how that security guard looked at Megan once he noticed that she had the camera rolling? Did you also notice that he did not yell out, "It's all about God," when he saw Megan walk in, as Tim tried to imply that everyone in town does? Now, I fully planned on fast forwarding. Once I saw that Megan was going to set up the camera in the the observation room for her consultation, I fully planned on fast forwarding because Those are really personal issues. Those medical issues and medical factors, they're really personal issues. They're really private issues. I'm not sure why Tim forced Megan to film that part, to film her consultation. She could have just reported on it after the fact, and clearly we would have believed whatever she told us, especially those gullible Tim supporters, aka Tim followers.
So I'm in the room waiting for the doctor, and I'm a little bit nervous, y'all. I've never seen this doctor before, and the only surgeries I've really had have been my C-sections. So
A bit later, I had to pause my fast forwarding. Once I noticed that Megan informed us, I'm not sure if she told us in the past, because all we did is we just watched her grimace. We watched the pain and discomfort on her face when she was doing those farm chores. But she informed us that she's been wearing a hernia belt. Apparently, she and Tim, and by she and Tim, I mean Tim, apparently Tim decided that it was best for her to don a hernia belt so that she could continue with her farm chores. She could continue with that heavy lifting. She could continue with that back-breaking work. So he decided, or they decided, that she should wear a hernia belt that would assist with not further damaging the hernia. So rather than slowing down or sitting down, they decided that Megan should wear a hernia belt to muffle the pain, to reduce the damage. Rather than her sitting down, rather than Tim picking up the slack, they decided that she should wear the belt to muffle the pain, the discomfort, and the damage, the further damage to be done. Coach.
a little bulge, and of course when my doctor, examined me, she noticed it too. So that's when we started talking about it, and she just said, don't worry about it, it's fine, until, you're done having children, because if you get it corrected before you have another child, it can pop out. Very true. Yes. So, the thing with my fourth child is really very, it's a huge bulge.
So now it's gotten bigger.
It has.
Okay, even now being 10 months postpartum, you still feel like it's bigger than it was?
Yes. When I initially had it after my third child.
Okay.
So it's still bigger. Actually, I was talking to my husband, and we got a hernia belt.
Yeah.
And so I've been wearing, a hernia belt just to kind of keep it, even I'm going around.
Sure.
Doing chores or very active.
Yeah.
That's what I've been.
So it pops in and out. Like if you stand up, move around, it's out. If you lay down, it can go back. You can push it in, or it'll go back in.
It doesn't really go back in, but it will appear to be more flat at times. Like if I'm wearing the belt and I take off the belt, it appears, it's not as
yeah.
But over time, if I'm relaxed or something, you can definitely see the bulge from the side.
Okay. Does it hurt?
No.
So
never been anything associated with it at all.
Later in the video, during the consultation, the surgeon informs Megan that she is to do no heavy lifting for at least 2 weeks after the surgery. And, Tim, I know for you, it's like, oh man, 2 weeks? I might actually have to do some work around here. But good news, Tim, after 6 weeks, Megan will be able to resume lifting those 50-pound bags of feed and lifting those heavy bales of hay. Good news, Tim. Megan informed the surgeon that she has plenty of helpers around the farm. Plenty of helpers. Tim not included. But she informed that she has helpers. Apparently, because they're pushing the surgery out, They'll have plenty of time to train the boys up in the farm chores so that they can pick up the slack. And I know that a wife is supposed to be a helpmate, but coach, pastor, y'all's pastor, Tim, I'm sure God would not have a problem with you guys reversing the roles during Megan's time of need. I'm sure God would not have a problem with you being the helpmate. Both of you guys are mates, yes? I'm sure God would not have a problem with you even being the pastor, ex-pastor. Even with you being the ex-pastor, I'm sure God would not have a problem with you stepping in and being her helpmate, which in fact would actually be just helping yourself, which you seem to be pretty good at, Tim. You're pretty good at helping yourself to other stuff. How about helping yourself around that farm? How about that, coach?
And your homework is that you can do basically like no heavy lifting exercise for at least 2 weeks. Okay. I'm a little bit more conservative with patients after hernia repair. And really, that first 2 weeks, I don't want you lifting anything heavier than 5-10 pounds moves. I think. Now that's hard with a baby. And it's hard as a mom.
We'll have plenty of helpers.
Perfect.
So if it's kind of like a make sure mom does not pick up Benjamin, and everybody else has to
help out. Yes.
And everybody else has to
help out. Yes. Help out. That's
more than happy to help.
Perfect. Because that's really the big. Because I get it. Kids want to be picked up, and you want to pick them up and love on them, and that's fine. You just have to be careful of that real oomph that you have.
Yeah.
Sometimes
you use those.
Yes, exactly. Now, as far as doing stuff you can cook dinner and things that's totally fine. But it's really that heavy lifting for at least 2 weeks. Then from about 2 weeks to 6 weeks, I let you go to about 20-25 pounds. And then 6 weeks, if everything's still looking good, that's when I release you. You can do whatever you want. And we can talk about more of that.
I can lift that 50-pound bag of anything.
Yeah, you can't do that for a solid 6 weeks, okay?
Near the end of the video, Megan informs us that the surgery will be scheduled for April. She implies that will allow enough time for little Benjamin to be weaned off the breast milk. And I'm like, hold on now. According to the videos that I've seen, you guys have already started little Benjamin on table food. You've already started him on solid food. And so I think you already started the weaning process. Maybe I had to go back and look at some of your previous videos again, but I'm pretty sure you guys already started him on solid food. And so why would he need another 5 months or so in order to fully wean him off that breast milk? It's more plausible that the 4 months is actually to give the boys time to be properly trained in those farm chores. It's to give more time for Tim to work and squeeze more out of you, Megan, for those 4 months. Assuming that he's going to start the porch build within that span, it's going to give Tim more time to have a helpmate with that porch. That would seem more obvious to us. It's going to allow more time for those boys to be raised and to be trained on those farm chores, which means it's going to allow more time for Tim to do what he does best, which we know is sitting on his big old, or even laying on his big old.
And we now have the surgery set for April. So I will be having my hernia repair in April, and that gives us plenty of time to have Benjamin weaned and have everything prepared, like the boys prepared to take over all chores. They do most of the chores now, but there are a couple things I do, but they will be prepared to do those chores as well. And we're gonna be all set, y'all. I'm excited to be able to get the hernia repair and to recover from that, but that's not until April. So I will hop in Old Faithful get home, and I'll just pick you up when I'm there so we can get the boys' thoughts and Tim's thoughts. How's it going?
Oh, good. How you doing?
Good, good. How'd it go?
Oh, went good.
Good. How's it going?
Oh, good. How you doing?
Good, good. How'd it go?
Oh, went good.
Good. Awesome. So I checked on Tim, Junior, Titus, Noah. They were out doing chores. So I'm checking on you now. They were out doing chores. So I'm checking on you now.
All right. That's it for my reaction to that recent IAG Farms video about a mother's journey for hernia, or a mother's hernia journey. That's it for my reaction. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please chop it up in the comments. Bernard Tim, I expect to see you and a few of your heavies present in the comments as usual. I want to shoot out some love to my current subscribers. Thank you for showing me that love. For those viewers that have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing so that we can continue to shine that light. Until next time.